So some of the positives, made a starting lineup adjustment, minor change, take some pressure off some of the other guys. And I thought that unit responded extremely well. Seth Lundy in his first start on the road, 15-5. I thought he played really well. Played with a lot of confidence and swagger, and that's what we needed. I thought John did a really nice job on Arturo, even though he scored a bunch of points. It really wasn't on John, or so to speak, our fives. So a lot of offensive rebounds again. So that's our Achilles heel right now, those offensive rebounds, and we got to clean that up. We got to shore that up, and we will. And then obviously we went through a little drought that really decided the game. I thought we were playing well. We came out in the second half. It was one of our better second halves. I felt like the last two games, Rutgers, Wisconsin, we didn't come out in the second half and really compete the way I wanted to. I thought we did this game, and then we went into a little bit of a drought. And took some ill-advised shots. Didn't really share the ball like we had been doing when you score 44 and a half. So things kind of changed. And we watch film, and we'll get better from that. But great opportunity tomorrow. I got my Thon shirt on. We got 50 families coming from Thon. I know we're close to a sellout. That's exciting to me. I always say this. I'm going to say it again. I'm blessed. I have 4 healthy children, so I can't imagine what these families are going through. And I look forward to hopefully meeting as many as I can. And I couldn't be more proud to be connected to Thon. I always want to help them any way I can. And this is our way to partner up with them for this great game tomorrow at 12. And obviously, it's Ohio State, so it's a big game for both teams. And we got to right the ship here. And hopefully with the film session yesterday and some practice today, we'll do that.
Hey, how do you gauge, or at what point in a shooting slump do you gauge when things are heading that direction? Like, is it 4 shots, 5 shots, 6? Like, is there a number on that? And then at what point do you feel like you try to insist on a specific look rather than just playing basketball?
I think when it comes to shooting slumps, I think you got to give everyone an opportunity as long as you can, and give them a vote of confidence and belief. And I believe I've done that all year long with all our shooters. And at some point, you need to make an adjustment or a change that's going to benefit the team. Because sometimes what you're doing, even though we were 12-2 a couple of weeks ago, that was all working, and now it's not working so much in the Big Ten. So we had to adjust a little bit, and maybe taking that pressure off some of our shooters, that they can see the game in a different light, can kind of gauge the speed of the game, and hopefully they come out and feel a little bit more confident in shooting the basketball. We're not playing as fast as we once were. Again, you're in Big Ten play, coaches know coaches, teams know teams. Matchups can be a problem as well. We're still trying to push the ball. I'm not saying we're going to score in the first 7 seconds, but I still want to push the ball to put defensive teams on their heels a little bit. That doesn't mean, again, we're going to shoot right away, but it means to move the basketball, share the basketball, and get the best shot available. But teams are doing a really good job. And unfortunately, I felt like in that drought, it was too many ISOs, too many one-on-one, too much dribbling, where before it was more passes than dribbles. Recently, it's been more dribbles than passes. So we got to flip that. Screen a little bit better and do some, take care of the details, the successes in the details. I hope that was kind of where you were going with it, Nate.
Pat, when did the coaching staff come to the conclusion that a tweak to the starting lineup was in order? And what are those conversations like with Mike and Miles that you are going to be making that change?
Yeah, it's ongoing. You're always looking to be the best team that you can be. My goal is still to be the best team we can be by the end of the season. And we're always looking at it. In November, is this the best team we can be? December, is this the best team we can be? And we're meeting week to week to see, where we are and how we can defend a little bit better and how we can share the ball a little bit better. And we felt like Seth Lundy throughout the course was playing very well in practice, brings a great attitude. He's a great teammate. He's very tough. He's very physical. And he's shooting the ball with great confidence. And we knew he could rebound the ball with a bigger body being out there playing 2 small guards, and we knew that would help us. And people might think, well, how do you Brockington. I love Brockington as the sixth man. He brings great energy, brings such a spark off the bench. So you sit down with Brock and make sure he understands that you didn't do anything wrong. You're playing great. We're not moving you. Keep doing what you're doing. And then you sit down with Mike, and Mike for me is more about foul trouble than anything. Mike, get see the game, watch Arturo, see what he's doing, get a little bit of a feel, and then we'll bring you in. And that's why we put John in there, because John's been playing great defense for us. And the same thing for Miles. Miles and I have talked for a few weeks about where he is and what he needs to do a little bit better on both ends of the floor. And I just want to take some pressure off him, some heat off him, because I know how bad he wants to make shots. I know how bad he wants to succeed. And sometimes if we can just take a little pressure off him, maybe that'll ease his pain a little bit.
With regards to Miles, he had actually a pretty drastic shift in minutes too. It wasn't just the start. How has he responded to that, and has Seth done enough to stay the starter moving forward?
And I want to just, Miles got in foul trouble. So if he doesn't pick up two quick ones in the first half, literally he was in for maybe a minute or two, and he picks up two real quick ones. So I want to make sure you understand that, and then that can really mess somebody up. Their rhythm, their focus in the game, their engagement in the game. So we have to see, we have to coach that too. So he's handling it really well, like a true professional. And hopefully, his minutes go back to where they were, and hopefully he goes back in the starting lineup. But right now, I thought Seth earned another start here. I thought he did a nice job at Minnesota, and I thought we put ourselves in position. Look, in the Big Ten on the road, you want to be in a 1 or 2 possession game with 4 minutes to go. And we've done that. We did that at Rutgers. I think it was 5 minutes. We did that the other day, 4:30. We're right there. Even though we're up 7, we're up 8. We need to be able to extend that lead, get stops. It's rebounding. Rebounding's causing a lot of issues for us. It's causing fouls.
Pat, with regards to Ohio State, there were many around the first time that you guys played them that thought they were one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the country, and their performance kind of reflected that in that first meeting. But they've had a little bit of a skid in Big Ten play. Is there something different to how you approach them now, and what you've seen on film from them in the Big Ten, or does that just reflect the strength of the league?
I think it reflects the strength of the league. Ohio State was on fire against us. I think they had 4 guys who made over 4 threes, and that was a buzzsaw, and they were playing great basketball, and they're still the same team. They're still the same team. Obviously, they have some things going on, but I know Chris, I know him well, and he'll correct it. We can't focus on Ohio State in that last game. For us to stop this streak here, it has to be all about us, because I just believe Penn State's beating Penn State, with some costly turnovers. We had 0 in the first half, 6 in the second half, and the offensive rebounding leading to fouls. We have to clean some of that stuff up, and if we can clean some of that stuff, again, we'll find some success.
We're obviously going to talk about Miles, but on the other side of things, for Seth, how prepared or ready do you feel like he is for this role, for this change in a role?
Yeah, you know what? He's been patient. All he did was bring his lunch pail and a hard hat every single day. Never complained when he didn't play, never complained when he only played 2 or 3 minutes. He just kept showing up, and continued to get better. Like in years past, I wouldn't be able to been so patient until we felt like he was ready and primed to really help us try to win a game. And he has done that now. He has proven to us in practice by showing up as often as he does that he's ready for this. So we gave him a shot on the road at Minnesota. I thought his minutes were productive. And we have practice today. Hopefully he rises to that challenge. I think he will. He's a clean slate. He's just out there trying to play hard and trying to compete and trying to do whatever he can to win. There's no agenda, and it's nice to coach a kid with no agenda.
When Lamar and Oturu got into it during the game, was there any point where you had to sort of pull the reins back and try and calm him down, or did you just sort of let him play through that frustration?
He's a senior. He's got to be able to get through that frustration of officials and non-calls and maybe poor rotations or whatever. He's an older guy now. He's a veteran. He's got to be able to bounce back a little bit more quickly, and he will. He just wants it so bad. He's a senior. He just wants it so bad, and you respect that, and you love his dedication. You love that about him. But he also just has to show some poise and calm because everybody's watching.
It looked like did Mike take an elbow to the face? What was the?
Yeah, he took a bow to the face. He's got some stitches in his upper lip, so he had to go out of the game for a little bit there.
And it seemed like he played a little bit differently after that. Was he? I mean, at this point, is there a prognosis for him for tomorrow?
No, he's playing tomorrow, but I felt like he had a solid game. You know, to be able to handle that, to come off the bench, and really kind of get the flow of the game and watch it. I thought he was pretty good. He had a couple big baskets for us, some rebounds for us. He had a steal. So I thought his production was much better than the prior game.
Then one more.
Yeah, please.
How much, if at all, are you fighting last year in addition to this year?
Can you rephrase that?
Are there demons from last year that you feel like linger for this team now that you've fallen into just a little bit of a skid, even at 3 games? Do you feel like there are demons from last year that have to be taken care of psychologically, I guess, with this team?
I don't believe that. I believe we're a different team. Again, just a short time ago, we were top 20th, if I recall. I just believe we have more depth, more talent. I believe we got to live in the present, not the past. And if we dwell and live in the past, well, that's only going to hurt us. So stay present, live in the moment. Can't win the moment unless you're in the moment, and focus on what we can control right now. And what we control is going out and playing as hard as we can with effort and toughness. And that's what we need to do today in practice.
Coach, can you talk about Thon and your involvement and the team's involvement in Thon and how important that is and how special it is to the university?
Yeah, it's an amazing, it's like nothing I've ever been a part of when we are around. Usually sometimes we're on the road, so we're not around for those, for the dance marathon. It's just amazing to be able to partner up with them and help them out and raise money for children that have cancer. I mean, I spoke about that when I first got up here. I have 4 healthy children. And just your heart melts when you think about going through that as a family, and you feel for the parents. You know, we're always worried about the children, but the parents go through it too. And I always enjoyed going, being a part of the festivities of the evening. You know, giving a speech. I mean, those kids that are dancing. Man, it's amazing what they're trying to accomplish and the funds that they raise. And I think it's important to recognize that they do it all year long. It's not just this weekend. So the sacrifice and the dedication that all these students put towards Thon, I've never seen anything like it. And they're all going to be superstars in life.